Hi guys, it's Miss Parikh again, and we are ready for mission 1. So we're going to start with the training tree video. So if you will pause this video and watch the video that the website has, it's only about 2 minutes, but it tells you some really important information. And when you're finished watching that, then you can hit play again. Now that you've watched the training tree video, you'll see that for each of these, it's going to be really important that you watch those because it tells you really important information about what to do when you get to each of your missions. So for this first mission, notice that we only have these 2 options. And so we're going to drag our organisms to this spot here. And so there's not going to be too much for us to be able to play with. And if you just remember from your previous video, if you click your magnifying lens here at the bottom, you actually will find out a little bit about each of these trees. So you can see, each of these organisms. You can see a little bit about the palm tree and the gecko. Now, again, for this particular one, there's not a lot to choose from. There's only one trait. Now, I want you to watch something. If it's correct, when you put the trait in this spot here, the little colors will light up on either side. If for some reason it was not correct, then you would have to put it in a different place. But again, for this first one, it's not that difficult. So notice over here, it tells you, good job, you successfully built your first tree. Both the gecko and the palm tree have cells with nuclei. Now, it's asking you to put in this mushroom. And before you do that, you may want to click on the little magnifying lens to find out which of those 2 things does the mushroom have more in common with. And remember, you can always go back and click on these other things at the top to figure out which characteristics are which. We're going to take this and put that with either the palm tree, or we compare it with the gecko. And now we need to figure out, is it a heterotroph or a autotroph? And so I know that geckos cannot make their own food, so I'm going to put heterotroph here. Now, notice that these 2 lit up, and so that means hopefully palm trees can make their own food. And if that's the case, then I can put this here. So the question says, now that you've completed the first puzzle, answer this question. Is the animal or plant more closely related to a fungus? And based on what we have here, which is what you're going to draw in your very first box, we know that it is more closely related to an animal because it cannot make its own food. Now, notice it also said, nice job. This is where I will pause and draw this picture in my very first spot. You can draw this picture on your own paper. Many of you may have this handout that I passed out before we left, or there's also a digital copy that's attached to Google Classroom. It doesn't matter, but you're basically going to make sure that for this tree, in the first spot, you have this basic shape, you have the palm tree, the mushroom, and the gecko labeled, and you also have these derived characters or the dots in place and label those as well. Before hitting next, please make sure, again, that you have your tree drawn either on your own paper or on this handout that you see here. That way you don't have to redo the work you just did because it won't save it in between the different parts of the missions. So now you're done and you're going to hit next. And notice now we're ready to go to familiar faces. You'll now complete the second and third part, of mission 1 before moving on to mission 2, which there'll be another video to help you with that mission. Good luck.